do a lot if we really feeling you. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband?
I ain't trying to embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I took it.
Well, I'm saying what his qualities was.
I mean, for one, he accepted the fact that I have 3 kids.
So you got 3 kids too?
I have 3 children.
And a nigga supposed to come with the bag?
They supposed to come. And that's why you have to have a bag.
Yeah.
Like you got to take care of me and my kids.
So, like you automatically get these responsibilities?
Yes.
Stop playing.
I'm not playing.
And how many niggas doing this?
I have between 2 or 3.
I'm saying, how many have you ran into in life?
Okay, so let's say I run into 100 dudes. Probably about 4 of them.
Yeah, that's about the odds. I fuck with that now.
Probably about 4 of them.
That's about the odds. All right.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's not, yeah, no, so that kind of sound like you are delusional. You just catching, it's just a sucker born every day.
Basically.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying, a nigga that's, so you ain't never caught no nigga that's worth something doing that though. Am I kidding?
I probably have one. See, the way this game work is, you have to get with a man who ain't used to dating bad.
Okay. Both of us have took time to watch the video here where it says that the woman married the simp to secure the bag for her kids. And I would like to know, is that how most women think? Like, be completely honest. Try not to think of yourself in this situation, but just as a whole. Do you think that in certain situations, kind of like this one, that women will marry for their kids instead of, or date for their kids instead of somebody being like absolutely compatible to them in the sense of like, no, not compatible. I take that back. Instead of them dating somebody that they really want, do you think that they put all of that aside for somebody like they need in a situation like what she did?
So I'm going to respond to that in like 2 different ways.
Come with it.
I think once upon a time, when we think about our grandparents, we think about our elders and the way marriage was truly used to really symbolize like a business. This was, I got married, these 2 families linked together, these families are linking together, they have all these children, all of these children help work the family business. Every person, place, thing was intentional. And from that perspective, yes, you would look for someone who, if your partner dies, someone who could come in and pick up basically where they left off in that time, right?
Yeah.
I think what's so disturbing and almost repulsive about this video is that the way social media portrays women, these Instagram broadies, like it is sad that is what is shown. It's like, I'm after the bag. I want the man with the bag. And I honestly think that that's not what the majority of women, that's not their mindset. Do you want someone who is not going to become a burden to you when they enter into your life? Of course not. You don't want a burden. You have your own. You don't need somebody else's, right? But the fact of the matter, that you got on this man's podcast and you disrespected your family the way that you did and the head of your household the way that you did.
She don't care.
It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem.
Hold on. While I'm live with this, I just paid attention to something. I'm going to try something right quick, okay? I'm going to try something. Hold on.
I'm here.
That's even better. Yeah, now I did it. Okay. Now talk.
Yes. So
That's perfect. I just figured it out live.
what happened?
I was recording the wrong way the whole time.
Seriously?
Yeah. So what I had to do was, it's a section here to put the microphone jack into line 1, so I could talk through line 2.
Mm.
That just fixed everything.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Now let's go back into it. My bad. What was your thoughts?
This lady's a joke. And I hate the way that she embarrassed her husband. And I think it's even more interesting how she admitted to not liking this man. The only reason why you're with this man was that, and what was alluded to towards the end of the video, is because you consider yourself a baddie. And you got with this man because he had an experience, a quote unquote baddie. That's how you basically lured this man into simping, quote unquote, for you.
But did you,
girl, go sit down.
But did you hear what she said though? That kind of threw everything off. She was like, you got to find a dude who has never dated a baddie before. So what you think about that? Like, do you think, like, okay, not saying it in a mean way or nothing like that, but do you find it easier to date a dude who never dated a woman of your stature? Or like I'm asking you directly, but what is it like for women? Do women normally match their quote unquote
their types?
Yeah, like their types and their level. Yeah, actually no, that's even better. Do women date their types? Because this conversation would have been hard to have if she dated her type.
Yeah. Honestly, watching the body language in the video, it seemed like old boy asking the question was more of her type than
to my big
what than what she was alluding to about her current husband.
But her type for what though? Like, see, that's where things get kind of messed up. Because you could tell she just wants money.
Yes. So stereotypical, like, gold digger. Like, that's literally, I just set this up. I got 3 kids. Somebody got to come in here and take care of me and them. And if they don't have no money, then whatever. So you go for somebody who you don't like. I don't know. So, I mean, just think about the moral compass here.
But when it comes to, like, okay, I hate to do this. Let's be real with each other, right? When it comes to this kind of stuff, do people really have a moral conscience? Especially nowadays. Is there really a moral conscience when it comes to dating? Let's be honest.
Yes. Yes, I believe there is. And here's why I say it is.
Okay.
Because you can't believe everything that these women get on these podcasts and say. Like, I'm gonna go for the chicks just as much as I would the dudes right now. I'm sorry, but when I see these women on the podcast, they don't, in my opinion, represent the majority of the women that look like them. They don't speak for all the Black women. They don't speak for all the women in this age range. So you're not speaking for every 24 to 30-year-old. You see what I'm saying? It's few and far in between. I don't think everybody's goal is to... I just don't... I refuse to believe that everybody's goal is to be some trophy for somebody. I think there are people out there, and the vast majority of this blind or unseen demographic, who is genuinely searching for someone they like and that they want to be with. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have so many instances of people saying that there's piss in the dating pool. Because if you know if there's piss there, you're not going. So why are people still trying to date? It's not about getting a free, like, it's not to just take advantage of the next person. There are folks out here who are really looking for their person, and they're attractive. And they have bodies like hourglasses, or they're chiseled like, you know, just statuesque men. Like, so it's not that these are the undesirable people. I refuse to accept that.
I don't know. I mean, respectfully, I got to call BS. And the only reason I got to call BS respectfully, because a lot of people get passed over. So now what? What does that mean?
But then are you dating people who actually like you? Or are you going to end up like this girl? I mean, for real, I think what's Carlos' last name? Miller. Carlos Miller just said it best the other way around. He was like, I'm not going out on a date with no chick that I don't like. He
Yeah,
said
but that's
a lot
from a
of men,
man's perspective, though.
but even stand from a woman's
I don't
perspective
know,
too.
man.
I don't have to take every advance. Just because you like me does not mean that I have to like you. And the standards are what they are. And it's up to you how you enforce them. Just because you're interested does not mean that I have to be interested. So therefore, just because you pursue doesn't mean that I have to be pursued. There's a difference. There is a fine line like, nah, bro, I'm good on you. That's real.
But how often
That's
does that
real.
happen, though? Maybe I'm
You'd
looking
be
at it from
surprised.
you say I'll be surprised?
You'd be surprised. What that insinuates to me is that anytime a man approaches a woman, it is expected that he's able to at least get some interaction with her, as possible. Only for the simple fact that he likes her and not necessarily that she likes him.
See, although I get it, but I guess I'm going off from social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's all I have to go off of.
Okay.
And there are statistics, which I'll admit I haven't looked up this one, but I know there are statistics out there. I guess it's just hard to believe that a lot of women aren't taking advantage of situations that are given to them, because it seems like it just would be easy to do. You know, a certain kind of person like you, whether you're into them or not, you can see a benefit from it, so you use it.
I think...
Is that a wrong assessment to have?
No, it's not a wrong assessment to have, but I think that speaks to a different type of woman. And typically in situations like that, you have men who lead with their money. And so therefore, when you lead with your cash, you're expecting to attract women who only see the dollar signs associated with you. You don't like these women. You're no different than what's old boy? Corey Holcomb. Yeah, that's
you know
no
what?
different.
You know what's
That's
interesting?
no different than what he said.
This is gonna sound so fucked up. I find nothing wrong with what he said, because I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Both sides win. I believe I mentioned this a while back, but both sides win in that situation. Now, if you're looking at it from a moral standpoint, then okay, then I see what I just did. Then it's like two people won in that situation with her. However, however she chooses herself to be, that's how she chooses. But she said that he's a simp. Henceforth, he didn't mind providing a certain kind of lifestyle. To him, she looked a certain kind of way. Both of them won. For what, in the sense of what they was looking for.
This isn't a W. This is not a W. It is not a win. It's not a win.
How not?
It's not a win.
How not?
It's not a win.
Okay, think about it. She wants his lifestyle for her kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has that. To him, he wants, as she said, a bad B, a bad woman, bad chick. He got that. Now,
at what cost, though?
But see, that's who are we to say?
At what cost?
Who are we to say?
Well, and speaking just from my personal opinion, and then considering the women I'm around, because my friends don't move like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's lame to me. Like, and this, for somebody else, they could be like, this is the smartest girl because she got to come up with no effort, but you serve no purpose. Like, you're just perpetuating generational curses. What are you teaching your children? How to be manipulative or how to use people to get what you want? What message are you sending to your sons or your daughter about relationships? You don't got to like the person. As long as their bag lines up, then they're good for you. morally that doesn't sit well with me.
But see,
and that's my
that's why I said
personal.
you're looking at it from a moral standpoint.
Yeah.
She's not looking
that's
at
not
it from
cool.
a moral standpoint. To her, it's just like it is what it is.
She probably cheat on that man.
More than likely. In there, what's crazy is I watched some of that interview and she did speak on that. She did say that she, date a guy that's not your type to get the lifestyle while finding a guy that is your type to, have sex with.
It's called prostitution.
Yeah,
it's
there we go.
illegal in a lot of states.
There we go.
That's prostitution.
You said that's prostitution?
That's prostitution. Just call it what it is.
I mean, maybe.
That's a transaction. It's transactional. All of what you just described is transactional. That's prostitution.
Probably. I mean, probably.
Yeah. I'm good on that. And not that I'm around here being a moral cop, but like, if you're thinking about a commitment, a marriage, and here's the other part too. Why do all of that under the name of God? Like, if that's how you're moving, do that. But don't do it in faith or under a commitment. You know what I mean? A covenant. That's the word I'm looking for. You made a covenant with this man that you don't even like.
But that's the thing, though. Do you really think a lot of people now getting married who actually care about, the commitment to God, or they're just doing it like for the pure hell of it?
I think that's a part of what the we are where we are with marriages and things like that. It's this stuff. It's you just going into things based on fulfilling a need that's really a want. You want to provide for your children. You want, as opposed to, she's no different than, to me, it's still prostitution. And now you just committed to being a prostitute for the rest of your life. Because as long as I put out, he gonna pay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then so there's just other ways of going about it. I think self-respect, or what's the word I'm looking for? Self-respect, just dignity. I would rather, that's a cross that I just rather, I'm gonna hold on to that one. I'm not out here like that. And it's crazy because it's hard for me to relate to that because I'm not associated in that way. I'm around beautiful people, but my friends don't move like that. And I think that's why I'm like, this is a misconception. It alludes to, this is how women who look this way, they all have this mindset. Just creating a huge generalization or perpetuating a stereotype that does not apply to the masses. It doesn't. I don't like that. Black women already get a bad enough rap, and then we come in here with this.
I know this is going to sound bad, but I know it's going to sound so bad, but it's like, who's giving them that stereotype? Like, who's giving that to them?
Case in point right here. But it's who it's shared with. That's shared with the masses. It's no different than like a conversation we had recently where I shared with you how some folks, the only person of color you ever see in life, real time, is on television. Well, if the only person of color, if the only bad chick I've ever seen is on the internet, I've never encountered a bad chick in real life, then I think they all look like this and they act like this. They all got the bust down and the waves. Oh, there's a train coming too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's loud. Can you hear it?
A little bit. Not that much.
Okay. So I don't know. It's like we're just pushing this terrible narrative that I really wish would stop and stop giving advice around bad narratives. Because that's basically what she just did. Find somebody who you don't like, girl. and then make sure he got enough money for you and all your kids. So them first 3 baby daddies, they didn't stick around. Why he didn't stick around? Why the first one? Why he gone? Well, what happened to number 2?
Well, you know,
And the third one?
sadly, you can't ask them kind of questions.
You see what I'm saying? So were they all not your type too?
Well, you know what? Okay, not like I'm defending her, but it's like, do you think it started off like they were her type, and they just kind of left her, you know, with the baby and bounced? And the only reason I asked that is because typically, and I know I'm probably gonna sound like a sore, not sore, but that I'm probably gonna sound like that guy. But it's like typically certain women, not all, but you know, screw it, I just jump out. A majority of women like a certain caliber of man. So when they get with that caliber of man, you know, he acts a certain way, he moves a certain way. And those typical men kind of lead women to be single mothers. So do you think that the first 2, 3 were exactly her type? And she, it's going to sound so bad, but she got what she was looking for? Not saying she was necessarily looking to be a single mother per se, but, you know, she got what she wanted out of the situation.
God, but what do you want? I don't think nobody ever leads with kids like that, though. Like, I'm not, and she's moving like this because now she got to take care of them. You lead with, no, you got with all of these men because you thought they were going to be the daddy. You thought that they
really
were going to be stand-up people.
Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. You really think that?
You got with these dudes because you thought either their lifestyle was going to take care of yours, or you really thought that they were going to be the daddy, that they were going to step up and be a parent.
So she was going to be the special one to just change him, huh?
I'm telling you, you'd be surprised how delusional women are.
That sounds extremely delusional.
It is, but you'd be surprised. It's like, I'm different. No, you're not. Behavior, that's why sticking to the facts of situations is so important. The facts of the matter is man, he has 4 kids already. You just baby mama number 5. What?
Okay, see, now I got to ask, where does that kind of mindset come from? Because you got to be bold to think that you could just change somebody.
Narratives like this. He loved me. I ain't like no other girl because I'm a baddie. This overhyped sense of self-worth and privilege. You think your pretty privilege is enough to change a man. Obviously, she thought it 3 times.
It didn't happen. But I will say, to our credit, we don't know if that's 3 different men or it's all the same.
We don't know. Good job. So I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah, so that is an uncontrollable factor. But I mean, it's still insane to say that you got with somebody because you knew that they would take care of your kids.
Yeah, and you bragged about it.
Then the fact that she said, I don't want to embarrass him after I already embarrassed him. She doesn't care.
I've already embarrassed him enough. Wow. Not my man. I'm not going to be the one selling him out. I don't want to be the one selling my man out. Like, what type of junk is that?
It happens.
He's a part of me.
It still happens.
I'm a part of him.
You know, I got a question within this. Do you think white people call each other, like white women call white men simps?
No.
Like, you can stand firm on that, or?
I believe these white people be thugging it out, and old Billy Bob and whatever else, however he shows up, whatever she accepts, they not tearing each other down in the me and in between time. Now, if they split up, that's a completely different story, and she hates them. But beyond like them actually being together, I don't think I can recall a time where I'm talking to my white colleagues and we're having just conversations about our families that I'm only with them for I'm only like, they don't, I haven't experienced that before.
To my, like, so the conversation happened, but you never heard it, or those conversations came up and they just never.
No, they just, what I've experienced is that they don't talk bad about their husbands. Like it's, oh, me and John, we're going to go do this today. And, tomorrow we're going on the boat and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. It's never about, he's so stupid. Da, 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 da. I can't stand him. He just like his mama, or whatever. Like it's never anything like that. And it's like, wow. And it was something even that I learned after watching this lady, this older white lady. She was in a hospital, and I'll never forget, she was talking to my mom about her husband, and I think his name was like David. And the way she described this man, you would have thought he was like the brawny paper towel man.
Yeah.
Just big, strong, whatever. And she talked so much about how he was such a great provider and this, that, and the other. And we've never seen this man. And then lo and behold, one day, her husband walks in, and he's this small, frail bodied man, gray streaks in his head with glasses and a cane. And he's, got the walking to her side of the hospital room. And I remember thinking, like, we don't do that. He lifted this man up so high amongst complete strangers who really didn't ask. Nobody cared. But she just loved on her man in such a way that I remember making note of that. Like, I will never. I'm not doing that no more. Oh, girl, I can't stand to. Nope, I ain't got it. How y'all doing? We great. He's wonderful and amazing. Blessed be. I'm so glad to be on his arms. Like, either I'm saying that right or I ain't saying nothing. Like, I'm not about to be out here doing that, because I see what happens when you get the ugly side of the story, and now this person shows up and now everybody giving them the side eye. Like, oh yeah, you the one who, you know what I mean?
That seems
now
like
everybody
that'd be
mad
so
at
hurtful.
you. Yeah. Not doing that. Not doing that. Nope. No. So, no, I think it's time to change the narrative. I don't want to fight against you and the world.
And you know what? Okay, and I'll close out with this, because this been a good conversation. I'll close out with this on a positive note with it. Do you think we can ever get to the positive side of it, of no longer bashing each other?
I believe there's hope.
Do you think we can? You said you think there's hope, but do you think that we can?
Yes.
How would it
I
even
think that
start?
we can.
Don't
I
get
think it
shy
starts with
now.
appreciation. Oh, no, I'm processing. I think it starts with appreciation. I think appreciating men and women for just who they are. And seeing the value in men, not what you think they value, not from a tangible thing, but like how this person contributes to or makes this space better just because of who they are.
Okay.
It starts with appreciation. I think it starts with love. Like, it starts with appreciation. It starts with love. It's about adding value, acknowledging the value that this person adds to a space, whether it's their strength, whether it's their intellect, whether it's their presence. Now, some people just walk into a room and just light a place up, whether they walk into a space and now you immediately feel safe. That's valuable. And everybody brings their own thing. So it's acknowledging the value that people contribute to a space. And people, men and women, black men and black women, acknowledging the value we contribute in the space, and it starts there. If we can start to appreciate each other, and value each other more, I think then we'll be on the right track to changing this narrative.
All right. And there you have it. I'll end it with that because sadly, I don't know. I don't think we
I
ever
know.
get to that point, but I'll end it on a positive note. So I just want to say I thank you for your take.
Absolutely. I'm glad I could share it.
All right.